Hey guys, my name is Chris Sorm and you're at Nest Recorders, and we're gonna go over my top 5 pieces of gear at the studio, or maybe my top 5 pieces that I use most often. Let's go over here. Space Echo is definitely in the mix on the regular. I like to use this as an instrument, and you know, as cool as a lot of the delays are in the computer and stuff, what's really cool about this is I just know this thing intimately, and you know, it's like another instrument to me. So I like to have my hands on it and perform with it, and I really feel comfortable with working with that, and like to perform it as I'm working. Second piece I would say is definitely this retro 176. I have it on in every session, even in the mixing too. I use it. Usually I have it on vocals when I'm recording, and I just can't imagine really recording without something like this, you know? It makes things sound better when it's on. I can always feel comfortable with my dynamic range no matter who I'm working with and how wide the dynamic range is. And it's super easy to use. If I need to come over here and adjust something, I'm also very comfortable with it. And that kind of thing is really important for me, that like, although a lot of these things have a lot of cool bells and whistles, that's fine if you have time to do that, but you should know your equipment intimately and know how to work on it quickly and not be staring at something and be missing something, you know? So I really love using that. And in a mixing situation, I'm running all kinds of different things through it. There's a great sound to it, just like I said, going through it. So I love that thing. Also love this H3000. You know, I know these things have been around a while. It's just super classic sounding, and the effects that are in there. I think mine has the kitchen sink upgrade, which has 999 presets. That is the disadvantage, is like you got to start memorizing them. I just like, if you know what you like, I just start typing the numbers in. That's how you get good at that instrument. You know, with effects, I don't want them to sound like something I'm super familiar with all the time, but you know, certain things are just like staples, you know, and it's one of the best versions of that staple sound I've heard. So I love that thing. Right now, let's see what preset this is pulled up. We've got Duck Verb. I wrote that up there because I'm trying to memorize that preset. I have Microshift up here right now, which is, you've heard like the Eventide Microshift, the Sound Toys version of it. But this is the OG one, which sounds incredible. But the Duck Verb, I just wrote that patch up there so I could remember it because it's so good. What it does is, when say you have a vocal singing, the reverb isn't speaking until the vocal is finished, or so you don't hear you don't hear the reverb while it's happening. You hear it after. So that may be not great for vocals, but if you have something where there's going to be some sort of, you know, minor seconds or something where there's going to be a chordal clash between the reverb trail, this thing will reprogram every time it hits a new note. So you don't hear the previous reverb. It like starts over and gets out of the way of the next note. So it can be really cool for dealing with stuff like that. And keeping a vocal up front. Actually, if you didn't want to hear the reverb and hear just the length of the vocal afterwards, I would use it for something like that. But yeah, it's a cool trick. It's just fun to play into it as well. The other thing is, this is like my newest favorite piece of gear, is I added an effects and return loop on the Hammond here. So I can send anything from the console or anything from the mix or whatever into the Hammond through the Leslie, through the vibrato section of the Hammond, and mic that up. And I mean, the world of sounds that you can create with that. And not only just send the original signal, but you can see I have different guitar pedals. Okay, I got a Mellotron pedal and a synthesizer pedal that I'll insert and blend in with that sound. So it's like, you get these really interesting sounds that you haven't heard before. One, which is interesting, is that organs don't have sustain. If you release the note, you don't hear a sustained note coming through the Leslie. So putting reverb or something with sustain through there with the spinning horn gives a Doppler effect, which is super cool sounding. And hearing a reverb actually spinning and slightly changing in pitch is like, I mean, I just freaked out when I heard. I could sit here all day just messing with this thing, you know? So those are the kind of things I'm really like, things that inspire you to want to create, those are my favorite things to be using in the studio, you know, things that make people write songs or inspire different ideas. So I've been freaking out over that. And then I guess the last thing would be my EMT 140, which is in the echo chamber over here. Let's see what's in the fridge. Just kidding. Remember MTV Cribs? All right, so let's go into the echo chamber. This also gets used daily, both the chamber and also I keep my EMT 140 in here, which has the Martech electronics in here, and it just, I love this thing. Who doesn't? It's like huge, obviously. You need somewhere to put one. And the reason I have it in the chamber is the pickups in here are so sensitive that it can feed back and it'll actually pick up, like if someone's playing drums or singing, like it'll go straight into the plate and start vibrating and, you know, record that way as well. So if you need to isolate it from other instruments, it's got to be in its own little chamber here. So that's why it's in the echo chamber. And do you want to see around the corner? This is just a studio speaker. I point against the wall this direction so that things reflect back, and I usually put a mic on the other end so you get this reverb that you're hearing in here, and it's usually a little more exaggerated and exciting on the other end, especially with some compression and if you hear the mic from the other side. But yeah, these things are cool. It's like a unique, you know, reverb sound that no one else will have, and I would suggest any way of trying to find us, you know, you can do this with the stairwell at nighttime, close it up and that's what I used to do before here, is put a speaker at the bottom of the stairwell and I would put mics at the top and, you know, just go at nighttime somewhere where it would be quiet. But this is even better. This is built into my studio now, so I love it. This is probably one of my most special microphones and favorite microphones. This is a Sony C37A tube mic. There's a 6AU6 tube inside of here. It's just a beautiful mic. So many people sing into this and they don't know why they've not heard something like this before. And they're just like, oh, this is like my new favorite microphone. I've just seen so many people have great experiences singing into this, and makes my job so easy. And, you know, it sounds really good, intimate and close like this. I usually have people singing really close to it. And, yeah, I just love this thing. I really cherish it. And, this one in particular is a very special one. Just sounds incredible. So this came from my friend Sam Gendel, and also like that it came from him. So this gets used on the regular. Love it. So yeah, that's it, guys. These are the 5 pieces of gear that I'm thinking of currently that I love. That does change, but these are things that are always kind of in my workflow, and it's good to find something like that, you know, you can just make musical decisions with that help you. It doesn't have to be this microphone or these pieces of gear. These are things that I found that made me feel particular ways, and I responded to that. So everyone needs to find their own little identity and their things that they like, and have the same experience. So thanks for coming by and seeing it. Bye.